All right, are we ready for more sadness? Because that seems to be the theme of our life. I'll tell you more about the bush hog in just a second. So here we go. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here is the C114 multi-spindle woods mower. And it has been fighting me tooth and nail. First of all, I ordered a bunch of parts. Then promptly was called by the dealer and said, some of it's back ordered, we don't know when we'll get it. And I said, well, pump the brakes, because I said, I think I have found some obsolete stuff from a supplier and maybe I can save myself some money. So I called that off. I had not yet gotten the spindle apart. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. So I managed to find blades from the obsolete supply house. I found 2 belts, which I only have one yet. Some of the stuff's still in the mail. But these, I saved like half price of what they were from the dealer. So that was worth it. I found some brand new chains, which were cheaper even than what they were on there, so they're less than $2. And I don't think that my time was worth buying bulk chain from the hardware store and cutting it for that price. This was pretty cheap. So I ordered all they had. I may still have to get some full price chain or something, but whatever. I got one of these from the obsolete house for that one over there that's rusted through. And I see I homemade these other 2, so I went ahead and bought 2 new ones of those to fix that and make it the way it's supposed to be. This is actually the factory hose holder that I mentioned in that other one. I never knew what was really supposed to hold this shield on, and it's always had this tedder tooth shoved in it. Well, I'm gonna have to weld some tabs on this shield. The shield bolts there. There's supposed to be a pipe spacer in there. This thing bolts in here as such, and then your hoses hang in it. And that would be nice because they're always down low and knocking stuff off. So we can do that. And then with this kit, this was actually, I think I had to get the pieces separate, but they originally offered a kit if you wanted hydraulic lift. And I managed to find that bracket. So now we can put it like it's supposed to be. See, that's supposed to be in there. It's going to change our geometry of our cylinder stuff a little bit, but I think it's going to be nicer than what I had. I bet it won't lift as high and I'll probably hate it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't like what I had. That's just a piece of metal I made and torched out where stuff would work, and I see it's knocked that loose already, so we'll have to fix that. So we can make that the way it's supposed to be. That's the theme of this project now. I've used it for 7 years or so. Now it's time to make it nice and do it the way it's supposed to be. So I had ordered originally in the first go round, I ordered a complete spindle because I thought that's going to be a lot of work. The first tapping I did, it never came out, and I thought, you know, order a new one, be done with it, put the mower together, get this one apart sometime and have it as a spare. All right, so they called me back in like the next day and they said, hey, that spindle's back ordered and we don't know how long it'll take. And I said, well, hold off. Like I said, just cancel the order. And I said, I'll reorder whatever I need if I can't get mine apart. And man, you want to talk about a difficult task. I took it off of there. That wasn't easy. All the bolts were stuck. I had to heat it to get it off. Took it off of there, and I took it this morning into town to the place I used to work at that was the Agco dealer. And I started in, and I put it in the like 50-ton press. Nothing moves. Absolutely zero. So, what to do? It's all out of order now, so you can't see how it was. But, so what I could see on the top of this was this heavy washer, and then this spacer deal. It was right under the threads. It was sitting like this. That's what I could see. Here at home, I had heated this up, trying to get it to expand enough I could get it off of there. I had no luck. Because my original plan was, if I could get this stuff out of the way, I thought I'll just take the torch and cut the bearing up until it comes out. Well, no dice this morning, so I took the rosebud tip and heated this collar up red hot, and then hit it right away with the garden hose and managed to get it off of there. Okay, one thing down. I thought we got this. That was what was holding it. Put it back in the press, no movement. I believe that this washer, more than anything, was what was holding it on there. It is such a tight fit washer, or at least it was, probably not now. But I think that every time you were pressing on it, it was just kinking a little bit and locking itself to the shaft. I kind of dished it a little bit, you can see. So I took it back out. I heated this washer up red hot and cooled it off, and spent forever and ever prying it out of there. I should have probably just taken the torch and cut it, but I didn't want to hurt this shaft if I could help it. And I'm still nervous about how, you know, maybe I got it too hot and the first obstruction it hits, it's gonna snap off. I don't know. We'll cross that road when we get there. So I got that out of the way. Well, then I could see the bearing. And the bearing was on there. Of course, this seal, that was gone. You know, it was in one of the halves. I think that came from down here, but whatever. So this was on there, and then on top of it was this. And I remember reading in the parts book that they changed this, and the later ones had a bearing with the extended race, and they did away with this spacer. But that spacer was on there so tight. I heated it 2 or 3 times, and I finally got it off of there. And then I got down to the bearing and I heated it. I busted what was left of it off and heated it, and I could not get it to come off. And I eventually just started cutting grooves in it till I got it loose enough I could tap it off of there. And I put it back in the press one last time and shoved it, and it all fell out. So I got it apart. Yeah. So I do have some numbers here, but I'm pretty sure I can go on the dealer website and just order from them the new bearings and seals, and we'll be in good shape. I'm gonna have to clean this up real good, and I'm pretty sure that's the surface that the seal rides on above that washer, so I'm gonna have to double check all that and clean it up good. Probably won't have much of a seal at the bottom, but what are you gonna do? Keep it greased and move on. So when we get that stuff, then we can put her back together the way she's supposed to be and go again. And we just have to do some welding on the top now to do that, make that nice. It's time to do this, because look at this blade. It's twisted. It's not even straight. It goes off to one side. So definitely was time. Some wear on these pins. I got new pins. That's another thing that came. So we're on our way is what I'm saying. And that's how far I've gotten so far. And so I figured I'd film that much before I forgot what I was talking about, and we'll come back when I have more parts, and then we can put it together. All right, so to continue on, so maybe we have some more stuff for this video, we're gonna see if we can't get this last piece of the bearing off of the shaft, and then also the races out of this. I think I saved this. I don't think it's chewed up too badly. I guess time will tell, you know. But there should be cutouts in there, I think, where I can get my punch through and drive those things out. So we're gonna try that. It would probably be easier if I go to the bumper of the truck or something solid than instead of on top of here. So let me grab something and then we'll do that. Might as well stick you to that in hopes that you can see what's happening. I don't even know what's happening, you know? I'm gonna have to, like, okay, there is a groove right there. Did we make progress? I don't know. Now one would suppose that the opposite way has a groove. We're getting it. I don't know if we're gonna get it as we are, though. We may have to. Oh, this Mickey Mouse setup I create for myself. I wish my vise was fixed or replaced. It's pretty well junk. I always use the old vise on the truck. Put a better vise in the tool shed. However, this time both vices are kind of junk. almost out of there. Come on. Oh, there's a spacer in there, I bet you. Or something. Something's moving in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. There. Did we get it? We got it. It has numbers on it, so in theory we could look that up, but I'm pretty sure that the parts dealer slash whatever has what we need. That is mangled pieces of bearing cage. There's a roller. I don't know what that was. If that was a flat washer that was on there. I don't know why there would be. That doesn't really make sense. I think this surface is fine. I got into it a little bit when I was cutting on that bearing, but I think it will be fine. That doesn't really do anything. It just sticks up in the air. Let's see. That side is kind of a lot more worn. However, the bearing part was fine, and it looks like there's room for the seal, at least part way. So we're gonna definitely roll the dice and go with it again, because like I said, it's $1,000. So if we can possibly make her go, we will. Oh, that's gonna come all the way out of it. Yep. That's the way. Let's see. Yeah, am I thinking right? Yeah. This was the top. 14276. Is that the same? 14276. Wow. Somebody made something the same on both ends. That's quite spectacular, really. Because that's the top, because the grease fitting. So, sweet. We got that out. Now if we can just get that bearing off the shaft, we're going to have us something, friends. We'll be able to, you know, hopefully rebuild this and save ourselves about $1,000, because I mean, this certainly looks fine to me. It's a little wore here, but it's where we can live with, you know. We can make her go. I don't think it's worth ordering a $400 housing. I think we can try this one again. All right, now I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, that this side was actually a rubber shielded bearing. I'll have to look at the parts film, and I'm not sure if this washer would actually come off of there. I don't know what would have held it up though, unless the shaft is stepped and this is an extended race bearing again. I bet you that's what it is. I bet this is a spacer and the heavy washer goes all the way down, in which case I could probably get a new heavy washer and all that and just go again. So I'm thinking, what do we want to do? Try to clean up on that shaft a little bit first and then try to cut it. I'm just going to take the torch and try to slit this enough that I can get it off of there. You know what I'm saying? And then I think we're good. I mean, everything looks fine on it. It might be mushroomed a little bit here. We might have to grind to get it smooth, but that ain't no problem. The nut goes here, and then that collar was on this part. You can see where it was pretty well all the way. The thing was flush with the top on this one, so that's easy enough to remember if I get that piece. Yeah, so if it was like that, I guess it was technically it was on this part, but you see what I mean. It ain't gonna hurt a thing. So yeah, I guess let's get something and wipe this down a little bit, and then we'll try to cut, see if we can't get this off, and if that's a ring, we'll heat it up and try to get it off of there, and then the same with the washer, so we can just start over from new and not have to worry about it. And I may also order the mounting bolts to the thing. They're fine threaded. I had a time getting them out. They kind of look like shoulder bolts almost, or like somebody sawed off. I don't know. We'll see what they look like in the parts book, but it wouldn't hurt to have new ones because they're pretty crusty. So, oh, and then one of these jobs too, I had to sacrifice in heating and whatever, the bolt was messed up. I think the little U piece is probably fine, but this is the other one. It's kind of shady too, so maybe I'll just order a bunch of them. I don't know. We'll find out, friends, is what I'm saying. But let me get this cleaned up and we'll go.
Let's just use the old brake clean, you know?
Now the other day I thought I almost melted the camera, so I probably should put you farther back than this, even. Maybe back to there. I can zoom in after the fact, but we'll put a flammable rag in front of you to save you. Alright, we have no plan, no correct tools, so let's just go for it and see what happens. I think you can see enough that you'll be able to describe to the police how it went when they're picking up pieces of my body out of the trees. So, yep. I'm gonna see if I can peer pressure with the hammer. It moved, but let's get it all the way off of there. Let's try that. I bet it'll come off now. If I'm torching my hand somehow. Let's just do that. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's not be stupid. We're not too bad, but let's not be stupid. Does that have any numbers on it? Let's stick our tongue on it and see. No, we'll leave it on the ground and cool. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I can find them all on the parts film. Now, let's take a look at this. I'm pretty sure that that is, in fact, another ring that is just stuck on there. It is now full of garbage. Yeah, but it is another one of those rings and a heavy washer. So I'm going to try to get that off of there so that we can just continue on, and I'll buy all new pieces. Let's see if we can ruin it still. We haven't ruined it yet unless we've ruined the metal properties of it, which we probably have by heating it so much, but goose. Yeah, see, if you collapse it all the way on there, like crush it with the vice grip, it won't come off. But if you cut it like halfway, you can turn it, it just won't come off of there. And that is roasting hot. So perhaps we'll let it cool. Let her cool, and then we'll see about making this happen. But it is loose at least. So we can get her off of there and put that on there. We know how it's made, so I think we're in good shape. Like I said, everything appears to be okay. Nothing got hurt. I might thread this on just to keep the threads nice. That might be too late at this point. I don't know. those are still good threads. It threads on there nice. I have to say, the wood stuff is very well made. I mean, it is super duper good stuff. The only thing is their replacement parts seem to always be expensive. But if it lasts as long as it did the first time, why, can you really complain about that? I don't think so. So, anyway, I'm going to go look and see if I can somehow find the other pieces I did not manage to order, because I didn't know yet what I'd need. But if I could find that, I might have to check Obsolete Warehouse for that. If I can find stuff from the other dealers that used to be Woods dealers, I might get all that, because it'll all be new stuff. It's just been sitting on the shelf. So I could get original bearings and races, and then these heavy washers and spacers and stuff. Or if the updated ones, I think, didn't use these because they had extended races. Yeah, I might even check on hubs and pulleys and stuff and just put it all on new if it's cheap enough, because why not, you know? I got the new blades coming. Like I said, that'll be nice, because it's always been, the blades have always been basically junk as long as I've had it, and I didn't do it any favors in these years. And those pins, I think I said earlier, but they got a little bit of grooving on them where they've been going, so everything's going to be new when it's done. And yeah, I think we're going to have us a nice mower again. Like I said, even if I end up spending almost $3,000 on parts, a new one's $13,000. So I still think it's a better deal. This is still a good old mower. It just needs some love, and stuff that it needed when I bought it never did it. So that's what we'll do, and I think we'll be in good shape. So this may be not exciting, but I think we're going to call this a video here, so that you know, what am I trying to say? I gotta wait on parts again. That's my biggest thing. People commented in videos, oh, why are you not working on such and such? Or why is that you're making that customer wait? Well, I'm waiting on parts for some stuff. I work on it till I can't get any more done without parts. And sometimes parts take a month nowadays. I don't know. It's kind of pathetic that you have to wait so long, but you do. I can't do much about it. It's just the way it is. So that's what the story is on that. And there's a lot more we could be doing to this. So that's what we'll do. I'm tempted to put that link thing in there on the cylinder, but I'm betting that it's not going to raise up quite as high when we're done. I don't know. You know, it's bound to be better than it is, but still. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I might go into town and get some actual cylinder pins. We put that new bracket on, because you can see it just kind of turned out to be hitch pins or whatever. And yeah, it's coming together. It's going to be better than when we started, and that's always our goal, even if it takes the long way around to get there. I'm hoping I just saved myself $1,000 though with this, because that's quite a bit of money to spend on something that you don't, I mean, I use it a lot, but not terribly much. It's not like every single day of the year I go out and mow, but I still think that $1,000 is a little much. But maybe later on I'll end up buying it anyway, just so I got a spare, because I'm sure one day they'll quit making parts for this, and then I hate to junk it. You know, if one more thing went wrong, I would have to fix it then, because now we're in it pretty deep. But we're getting there. We're accumulating parts, and yeah, we just got to do some welding now, fix up our top a little bit better, clean it up and paint it again. I'm thinking of flipping her over in the air, like just setting her over, and clean up the bottom side and maybe even paint it. I don't know if I'll go that extreme, but it certainly sounds nice, doesn't it, to keep it nice? I don't know. But I think we're going to call this one here. As always, if you enjoy the videos, give them a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out. Leave a comment. That's free too. You can say whatever you want. I really don't care. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.